What's up? It's Brian.
I'm Lynn.
It's Paris.
Paris.
Paris,
Paris.
I think.
And this is our 4-track history. St. Patrick came about, it was actually, I remember right before our first tour ever. It was when this was like 2012 or
12
13.
or 13, yeah.
I remember we had everybody over my house before we left.
Had
Everybody over my house right before we left, and I remember being up in my room. I was using Reason at the time. I don't know if anybody's used Reason and like knows how like archaic of a program that is to use in this. Maybe it's cool now. I don't know, but I just remember making the dun 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 dun, but it sounded so bad, and like just made the worst demo ever. But it started then, and then I remember we just finished it once we got to Florida.
Yeah, to Florida with Blake.
Yeah. But that video is the first video we ever filmed.
Yeah.
I had to like walk around everywhere,
We walked a lot.
be in a lot of weird places in public with people just like. I have a fun fact about that video. I don't know if Raul showed you this, but there's one shot. I think we were outside.
The cinema?
Outside the cinema or outside the cathedral. I forget. I think it's the cinema. But we missed this like 4 edits in before it came out. But this old lady just walks by the screen. And like somebody caught it like right before we were about to put it out. They were like, "You do realize there's an old woman like walking directly across the camera."
I don't remember that.
Shot. Yeah,
I don't remember that.
I'll have to see if we can pull it up.
Yeah.
But it's like very clearly like an old woman just like walking across, and we totally missed it like every single edit until.
She's probably bummed that she's not in the video.
I know, she was like looking for her debut.
Yeah.
Her like.
Mm-hmm.
You and I feel like. Oh, I remember we like worked on that in between tours. I think it was like in between Pierce the Veil and something else. I forget.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, because actually we were coming over here for the first time. That, like, I think it was like a few months later after that tour. Yeah.
That one was a little blurry.
Yeah, that one is blurry. Because I remember the time period, but it's just like doing all that, like, in that time span. It's just like such blurry.
I think. Oh, I remember where we worked on. I remember Blake's studio was like, he was in between moving from
Florida to Brooklyn?
Yeah, so he was like at his dad's house or something. He had like this it was actually like a much larger room in his dad's house. And I just remember working on it there. But that one kind of got like finished over time because we like started it, had to leave the tour, had to finish it afterwards. And
because it was going on the deluxe.
Yeah, it was a lot of
noise,
like spur of the moment working on it. And then for the video,
I poured, what was it? Like,
I think it was just like black body
paint.
It was like the sludge.
Yeah.
And I remember we had to like wash it off, and I was just like, they like hosed me down outside, and I was like pretty much half naked. I was fully naked, but like half naked outside, like in a towel, sitting on a bucket, eating a sandwich.
And then her head was like wrapped in like paper towels, so it looked like she was just like completely weathered, just like.
You know the meme of the fox on the bed that's like.
Yeah, just totally just.
That was like the visual, and then shortly after there was like a kids ballet class next door that like suddenly came outside, and they just saw this weirdo sitting like hovered over this bucket.
Pretty a few of them are still scarred.
Yeah.
They're like, oh.
Who was that lady? Yeah, you had to hose me down.
Yeah, I had to hose you down. That was funny.
Heaven. We made Heaven. I remember starting that demo in the UK actually. We like landed from a flight to London. We were in our Uber or cab or something, whatever. I think van. I don't know.
Sprinter.
And I remember doing that in the car on the way to our Airbnb or wherever we were. Brand placement, sponsorship, Airbnb. Just kidding. But yeah, I remember working on that then. And then, I don't know, it's weird. Everything is like, was always kind of started like a year before and then finished a year later. So it's like, and it was always very gradual. It's like our studio time would be like, okay, after this tour you have like 3 days. After this tour you have like a week. So it's always kind of scattered. But yeah, I remember the video.
Video was funny. I mean, just certain like bits, like, what was it when Alex like falls back or falls out? Yeah.
Alex had to like fall off the table and pretend he had like a heart attack or something.
But I mean, obviously in the video it's slowed down, but like watching it in real time, it's just like seeing him stand up and he's like, oh, like that hurt me actually because it scared me. But it's just like I knew it was fake, so I was laughing, but I still felt guilty for laughing.
Yeah, Brian was very conflicted that day.
Yeah.
Death of Me. I remember I just started it in my apartment in Brooklyn and was just like the bum 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 guitar part was initially like the beginning hook. Like it started off with just that, and then I don't know, it that one took a lot of shapes. I remember having like an initial demo for a good probably like year or so, maybe 6 months. I don't even know at this point. And then I brought it to work with Dan from Joywave, and then we kind of like messed with the structure a little bit and added some sections to it. And then we took that version, brought it to JT, and then finished it with JT.
It was the icing on the cake.
Yeah, just really hit the home run there.
Yeah.
So.
And I feel like for that video, like just crew-wise, that was the most crew we've had ever for a video shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was a lot of fun.
It was fun. It was an overnight shoot. We worked from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Yeah, it was a 12-hour shoot.
And so many people. I mean, we shot it at this house that had burnt. It didn't fully burn down, but it was there was like a giant house fire.
Yeah.
I mean, and you can't really even see it in the video, but